I wanted to talk about that reel that I posted yesterday because it just wasn't giving authentic. It wasn't giving real Sapphire. And it just didn't settle well with my spirit. And so last night, Holy Spirit woke me up to kind of counsel me about authenticity. And I think it's like also in preparation for episode 3 that I'll be dropping called Trauma, Life's Identity Thief. And that is kind of like what keeps us from being authentic. So what's up? My name's Sapphire. I'm a licensed therapist, host of Renewed Mind Podcast, and I want to share a little bit about what I received about authenticity. So there are hindrances or worries that we have that keep us from being authentic. These worries can look like fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, fear of not appearing confident, fear of loneliness, fear of criticism, fear of disappointment, all these different things. And so we have to be open and honest with ourselves. And I'm realizing that if I can't be open and honest with myself or with God, then how am I going to be open and honest and real with y'all? So I think it's important that we ask ourselves these questions like, what is keeping me from being authentic? What are the idols of my heart that keep me in a position where I'm more worried about pleasing man than I am about pleasing God? And when we get the answers to these questions, we can then take these things to God. We can let God know, hey, God, I am worried about being accepted. I want to be accepted. I'm worried about appearing this way. You can really go to him in spirit and in truth when you do this. So that can create a relationship where you are being not only performative with your relationship with God, but you're being performative with the people around you. For example, I know that for some people, it can be hard to turn off a gospel song in the car and you're going to feel bad. You're like, oh God, I feel bad for switching off this gospel song. And that's kind of performative, when you want to be listening to something different. And so what I'm realizing is that when we can be honest with God, I have my notes with me, that is when the renewal process really activates. And so as we journey through the process of renewing our minds through Christ and being transformed, it's going to take a lot of honesty. And through that honesty, we will be more comfortable with who we are and walking more in authenticity. So in closing, I'm realizing that if you develop an honest relationship with the Holy Spirit and God, and through that relationship, God will just continue to grow and sanctify you and make you righteous. And so you won't have to worry about getting it right. You will understand that it's a process. So I'm praying that everybody can be gentle and patient with themselves. Thanks for letting me share.